Cowardly or genius, Arteta recreates Sir Alex's dirty trick, determined to win the treble. In a season where the margins of glory are razor-thin, Mikel Arteta has turned to the dark arts of legendary management to safeguard Arsenal's destiny. By mirroring Sir Alex Ferguson's iconic pragmatism, the Spaniard is orchestrating a mass exodus from the international break. This isn't just a medical coincidence, it is a calculated masterstroke designed to preserve his Warriors for an unprecedented pursuit of a historic treble. The masterstroke, Arteta channels his inner Sir Alex. Ladies and gentlemen, what we are witnessing at the Emirates right now is a masterclass in psychological warfare and squad preservation that feels like it has been ripped straight from the Manchester United playbook of the 1990s. Mikel Arteta isn't just managing a football team, he is orchestrating a high-stakes chess game against the grueling demands of the modern calendar. By overseeing the tactical withdrawal of 10 pivotal starters from international duty, Arteta is mirroring the legendary mind games of Sir Alex Ferguson. Old Trafford veterans will remember how the great Scot used to protect his crown jewels, the likes of Ryan Giggs and Nicky Butt, whenever a meaningless friendly threatened to disrupt a title charge. This isn't a mere coincidence of medical misfortune, it is a calculated, pragmatic defensive maneuver. Arteta recognizes that in the unforgiving furnace of the Premier League's final stretch, fatigue is a deadlier opponent than any tactical setup. By pulling back the likes of Rice, Saka and Saliba, he is prioritizing the club's pursuit of the summit over the prestige of the international stage. It is a bold, perhaps even controversial statement of intent, signaling that the North London club is no longer willing to leave their destiny to chance or the dreaded FIFA virus. The how behind this strategy is subtle yet firm, leveraging the exhaustion seen in the Wembley corridors to justify a period of total recuperation. The why is even simpler: survival. With 33 games packed in just 17 weeks, the human body reaches its breaking point. Arteta has learned from the heartbreaks of previous seasons where his squad frayed at the edges. Now, by channeling his inner Ferguson, he is building a fortress around his players' fitness, ensuring that when the Premier League resumes, his army is fully recharged and ready for the most critical 2 months in the club's modern history. This is clinical, cold, and brilliant management.
The Great Emirates Exodus, analyzing the casualty list. Ladies and gentlemen, what we are witnessing at the Emirates isn't just a series of medical bulletins, it is a masterclass in strategic withdrawal that would make even the great Sir Alex Ferguson nod in approval. The domino effect began almost silently with the likes of William Saliba and Jurrien Timber, but it quickly escalated into a full-scale exodus that has left national team managers across the globe scratching their heads. When you see names like Gabriel Magalhaes and Leandro Trossard pulling out, you sense a pattern, but when the tremors reach the absolute pillars of the starting 11, the Bukayo Sakas and the Martin Zubimendis of this world, you realize this is a calculated maneuver to insulate the squad from the brutal reality of the spring calendar. The headline departure of Declan Rice from the England camp serves as the ultimate case study in this narrative. Seeing a player of his engine and durability seemingly hobbled after a titanic clash with Manchester City tells us everything we need to know about the modern game's physical toll. By bringing Rice back to London Colney, Arteta isn't just treating a physical ailment, he is preserving the tactical heartbeat of his team. Rice is the glue that holds the Gunners' transitions together, and in the high-stakes chess match of the Champions League knockouts, having him at 80% is simply not an option. This tactical retreat is fundamentally about prioritizing the European dream and the domestic sprint. As Arsenal prepares for the knockout stages of the Champions League, the roster depth is being tested like never before. By pulling 10 key figures from the international firing line, Arteta is effectively buying time for Piero Hincapi to recover his breath, and for the creative spark of Saka to reignite away from the prying eyes of the media. It is a ruthless, pragmatically brilliant move. If Arsenal are to navigate the treacherous waters of the final 2 months and chase a historic treble, these players cannot be sprinting in meaningless friendlies. They must be wrapped in cotton wool, ready to explode when the anthem plays on those decisive Tuesday and Wednesday nights. This isn't just a list of injuries, it's a manifesto for survival at the elite level.
Medical necessity or strategic calculation. The optic of Declan Rice clutching the Wembley handrail just to navigate a flight of stairs is perhaps the most haunting image for any Arsenal supporter right now. It wasn't just a sign of a tough afternoon against City, it was the physical manifestation of a season pushed to the absolute brink. When we look at Rice, a player known for his bionic lungs and relentless engine, appearing that depleted, the narrative shifts from simple fitness concerns to a profound question of survival. Is this a medical crisis, or is it a calculated maneuver to prevent one? The numbers tell a story of unsustainable intensity. Since November, this squad has navigated 33 matches in just 17 weeks. That is not just a schedule, it is a gauntlet. In the modern era, the physical toll of high-pressing football means the body never truly leaves the red zone. While the injuries to Noni Madueke and Eberechi Eze appear to be genuine setbacks caught in the crossfire of international duty, the mass withdrawal of the core spine, Saliba, Saka and Rice, suggests a more nuanced philosophy from the Emirates medical department. Distinguishing between a genuine knock and a tactical rest period is becoming a dark art in professional management. Mikel Arteta knows that a 10% drop in energy during April can cost you a decade of progress. By pulling these players back, he isn't just treating hamstrings or ankles, he is insulating the psychological and physical momentum of a team chasing a historic treble. In a calendar that treats elite athletes like machines, these tactical withdrawals are the only remaining mechanism for a manager to protect his most valuable assets from a total system failure. This isn't just about missing a friendly, it is about ensuring that when the lights are brightest in the Champions League, his generals are actually standing on the pitch rather than watching from the treatment room.
Navigating the FIFA virus and the treble pursuit. The specter of the FIFA virus has long been the bane of elite managers, a silent predator that threatens to derail months of meticulous preparation in a single meaningless friendly. For Mikel Arteta, the decision to pull 10 of his protagonists from the international stage is not merely a medical necessity, it is a profound declaration of intent. By mitigating the risk of unnecessary travel and high-intensity minutes in non-competitive fixtures, Arsenal are effectively insulating their most precious assets. We are talking about a squad that has endured a grueling marathon, clocking 33 matches in 17 weeks. In this furnace of competition, every sprint for a national side represents a gamble that Arteta is no longer willing to take. This is tactical preservation at its most ruthless, ensuring that when the Premier League anthems roar again, his heavy hitters are not just present, but explosive. Beyond the physical shielding, there is a massive psychological edge to be gained from a fully rested camp. While their rivals are scattered across time zones, the North Londoners are finding sanctuary in the quiet intensity of London Colney. This 2-week hiatus serves as a vital lifeline, a moment for the players to breathe, decompress, and refocus their collective gaze on the ultimate prize. It creates a siege mentality reminiscent of the great championship-winning sides, where the club's objectives supersede all else. This period of rest allows for tactical fine-tuning that is impossible during the chaos of a midweek European schedule. Arteta is essentially buying time to heal, time to strategize, and time to build the mental fortitude required for a historic treble pursuit. In the high-stakes chess match of the run-in, a refreshed mind is often as lethal as a fit pair of legs, and Arsenal are betting everything on being the freshest team left on the board.
Evolution of management. Pragmatism as the key to glory. We are witnessing a fascinating metamorphosis in the technical area of the Emirates Stadium. Gone is the idealistic visionary who prioritized aesthetic purity above all else. In his place stands a ruthless pragmatist who has realized that in the unforgiving landscape of elite football, history only remembers the victors. Mikel Arteta's decision to pull 10 key assets from the international break is the ultimate statement of this evolution. It is a calculated, cold-blooded maneuver that mirrors the dark arts once perfected by Sir Alex Ferguson at Old Trafford. Arteta has moved beyond the process and entered the era of result at all costs, adopting a philosophy where non-essential international fixtures are viewed as nothing more than a dangerous waste of time. This strategic withdrawal is born from the bitter lessons of the past. For 2 consecutive seasons, we watched Arsenal's title dreams evaporate in the spring heat, victims of their own physical exhaustion and a squad depth pushed beyond its breaking point. Arteta understands that to avoid a third collapse, he must protect his crown jewels, the Rices, the Sakas, and the Salibas, with a fierce, almost territorial intensity. By treating these international friendlies as an unnecessary risk, he is effectively shielding his squad from the dreaded FIFA virus. Every hour spent in recovery at London Colony, rather than on a flight to a distant stadium, is an investment in the final sprint toward the Premier League and Champions League trophies. This is management at its most Machiavellian. Arteta is no longer willing to gamble his club's destiny on the altar of national pride. He has seen the finish line, and he knows that the margin between a historic treble and another year of what-ifs lies in the freshness of his players' legs. It is a hard-nosed approach that might ruffle feathers at international headquarters, but for the Arsenal faithful, it is the clearest sign yet that their manager has developed the ruthless edge required to turn potential into permanent glory. Pragmatism hasn't replaced the beauty of Arsenal's play. It has become the armor that ensures that beauty survives until the final day of May. In a season defined by fine margins, Mikel Arteta is playing his most calculated masterstroke yet. By channeling the ruthless pragmatism of Sir Alex Ferguson, he has prioritized the Emirates trophy cabinet over international prestige. It is a high-stakes gamble on recovery, ensuring his warriors are battle-ready for the final assault. If this strategic withdrawal delivers the title, it will be remembered as a managerial masterclass.